At 15, Candice Monroe faced the fight of her life.
All of a sudden, I was getting shortness of breath, coughing, and it really started like flu-like symptoms. But the flu usually lasts a week tops, and it just continued.
The symptoms pointed to a shared family heart condition. Candice needed a transplant. It would save her life. That was 20 years ago, a milestone that's bittersweet.
In the back of my mind, that's always something that I think about.
Candice's sister, Patrice, had the same surgery. After 19 years, another transplant. She passed a few years later.
So when I made 20, it was a huge milestone, and I just thought about her, and I just thought to myself, I did it.
We first met the Monroes back in 2019. At the time, Kevin Monroe, a father in mourning, losing his daughter just a few years earlier, and on the waiting list for a new heart himself. Even with his own future uncertain, he chose to say this.
It's the old paradigm of whether or not the glass is half empty or half full. And I think we as a family have grown to see it as half full.
My father was the most positive person I have ever met, and I'm not just saying that. I truly remember the day before he passed. I remember he looked at me and said, "This is another setback, but this too shall pass." And then he said, "Regardless, I will always love you."
Losing both her father and sister to cardiomyopathy only strengthens Candice's resolve. In their honor, she advocates tirelessly for heart health and organ donation.
I always say, if I have to share my story and go through the pain of retelling it, if it saves someone's life, or it, has someone go get that checkup, or someone become an organ donor because of my story, because of my family's story, then I've done something right.
That's not the only thing she's doing right. Just ask Chuck Roberts.
Candice received my daughter Alicia's heart when she passed away.
Alicia was just 15. Chuck and Candice met for the first time more than a decade after the transplant. They are bonded for life.
She asked if I'd like to hear Alicia's heart, and 16 years later, it was rough, but it was incredible to think that, here's my daughter's heart beating in this beautiful young lady. It was, did me a lot of good, did a lot of good.
For him to have some piece of his daughter still alive means so much.
And so does the support and love she feels every day. She's doing it for Patrice, her dad, and Alicia.
I do not take that for granted, and I'm truly so blessed and thankful for my family, for my friends, for the people that just send me a message and say, "We're rooting for you." It means everything to me.
Lindsay Buckingham, 3 News.